Hey guys, it is the 25th of September, I believe it is. And I thought that I would address some things. I'm wondering if any of you guys have gone through this or know of anybody who's experienced it. When I just finished up in the last 6 weeks of having 2 different surgeries, and everything went well. There was no issue about my body issue, my body status or whatever. People didn't know me any different because they didn't really need to unclothe me all the way. So that went really smooth for me. Now, my mom just had shoulder reversal replacement surgery last week. It was Tuesday, and I was at the hospital all day of the surgery with her, and then the next day my sister and I met at the hospital because it was time for her to be discharged. She was just staying a night, and so we're waiting there for my mom to try to get everything together. She had not taken any pain meds all night. She did really well with this surgery. I'm very proud of her. And so we're sitting there, and the nurse that came in was talking when he was trying to get her discharged and everything, and something came up about me, or we were joking around, and my mother went to say, yeah, she does that, and she does that twice. And I just looked at my sister, and my sister gave me a look like, and my mom did it again. And I was just like, in my mind I was saying, maybe he just thinks she's on the drugs, maybe she's just not all there yet from the surgery. And my sister was just as embarrassed for me as I was, and so I wasn't going to say anything to my mom until later on, just because I didn't really hold it against her being in that environment and her mind being other areas, just wanting to get out of the hospital and stuff. But my sister turned around and said, when the nurse left, and said, "Mom, do you realize you just called Jay she, not once, not twice, but 3 times?" She goes, "No, I didn't." And she goes, "Yes, you did." And I said, "That's okay, I just blew it off." She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's just hard." I said, "It's just hard." "Yes, it is." And I knew right then she was a little flustered and embarrassed, and so I didn't push the buttons anymore. I mean, I didn't push them anyway, but I didn't go anywhere else with the conversation, and so I changed the subject to get her off the hook. And later, I told Trace, my sister and I said, that's just where it's hard. I said, because when I'm out in public, it's very embarrassing, and you don't know what to say. You really don't know how to come back. For one thing, I'm not a person who has a fast thinking brain like that. I'm not a person who can come back on a joke real fast back at somebody. I more like have to process it, and I should have said this, or I should have done that. Again, I was okay with it. I mean, given the circumstances, and I've said it before in my videos. The thing is in life, and what I've learned in my life, and let me tell you, I'm not perfect at it, but for the most part, what I've learned is you want to pick your battles. And honestly, I'm done with battles. I have hid my whole life regarding, according to society, my sexual orientation, and then according to society, my transgenderism, and the last 3 years of my transitioning, I have really, really matured, not just feeling myself and feeling like I function. Every morning I wake up, I start functioning as the person I am as a whole, body, soul, and mind. And in that, I'm tired. You know, I don't have the energy. And I don't even think this is really how to go about saying this, but why bring more drama when I know a person isn't meaning to do something? They're not purposely putting it out there to embarrass you. And I keep saying it on my videos to be patient with your family. And this is the exact same reason. If I was an ass, I could have came back at my mom, what are you calling me she for? You know, and really embarrassed her. But why would you do that as an individual? I mean, what purpose does that? You already know how it feels to be embarrassed yourself. Why would you inflict that back on somebody? So I'd like to hear what you guys do in those situations, but before you respond, know this. That if a person, whether it be a person of relation or friendship or somebody in your support group who accidentally misgenders you, whatever the reason may be or the situation may be, if a person is not doing it on purpose and disrespecting you and trying to embarrass and humiliate you, why would you get upset? So I would like you to answer that question. And I find that in the videos I watch, it's more of the younger generation that seem to really have a fit about that. And I'm just going to say this. If you guys are younger and are going to respond, I get it. You know, I've lived probably a few decades, if not triple decades more than you. So I'm talking from a person's time in life that has gone through the young stages and get that you want to be accepted and get that you want people to understand and all that stuff. But before you respond, feed on this for me. It doesn't do anyone, whether it is the person receiving your backlash or whether it's you giving the backlash. It really is, it doesn't do anyone any good. You don't get anything from that. The only thing that you take from that is you're showing someone you got pissed off because they said something. Now, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about somebody purposely doing it. I'm talking about someone innocently mistaking you just because they're used to you, the other gender or name, etc. Now, let's address if someone's purposely doing that. This is a quick fix. I only allow people in my life. The camera had to shut off and get regrouped for this next lecture I'm going to give. Okay. I only give people those who oppose, reject, disrespect, dislike, anything in that realm of categoryism. I only give them distance in my life. Why would you want someone around, or why would you keep going around someone who makes you feel terrible, hurt, angry, feel pain, suffering, whatever it is you get from that? Why would you continually be around that person? It's a simple fix. Now, let's say you say, Ethan, those are my parents. Okay, I get it. If my mom rejected me and didn't support me, and whenever I was around her, she misgendered me, didn't call me by my name, etc., I would limit where I'm at with her. I go spend time with her because I love her, I miss her, I want to have that time with her, but I would not go out into public with her. And if the family's trying and she's not, well, the family's going to know. They're going to think, Grandma, Mom, why can't you just accept this? So that's what I have to say. Guys and ladies, we as humans get so wrapped up in how we're perceived, and because of our life and having to be inward for so long and then being able to sprout and become us, we just feel that everyone else should be on board with us. And it's not always going to be the case. Bottom line is, no one walks in your pair of shoes but you. And that goes for you don't walk in other people's pair of shoes. And sometimes our parents or our family members or our friends are so inbred with certain behaviors and judgments that sometimes they're not strong individuals to break themselves out of the box, to knock down the walls and say, look, I don't understand why this is so hateful, but I love my son, I love my daughter, and I'm not going to accept that whatever is okay to treat him that way. So just sit back for a minute and take a deep breath before you react to anything that you might regret. Understand the people that are doing it and where they're at in their lives. There's a lot of miserable people out there, friends. There's a lot of cis, biological male and females out there struggling in life with different struggles than what we've had, and they still don't get it. And they can't find happiness because they're too busy looking at other people's lives. And so those are just kind of people that you want to limit yourself around. If you truly love them and need them around, limit yourself of how you are with them, where you are with them. If it's not a family member and it's a so-called friend, well, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't care how many years you've got with someone. If they don't respect you, they were never a friend in the first place. If they can't say, I don't understand it, I'll try, I just don't get it, and they're honest with you that way, then you got something to work with. But if they're flat out disrespectful and they're not going to accept you, say goodbye. Quit trying to please people. That's one thing that a lot of us have always done, and a lot of us have lived a gay life because we're actually straight sexual orientation, heterosexual should I say, but most of us have lived in the gay life, so we've already been ridiculed for I don't know how long. But we've got to understand that all through our life, all we wanted was acceptance in a world that never accepted us. And now, people are changing the way they think. Science is proving people are not all made the same. So sit back and give yourself a deep breath. Decide in your life what is positive, what feeds you, what is joyful, what keeps you positive and promoted to go forward in life. And those who hold you back, or those who step on you, or those who make you feel like shit, decide how you're going to go about releasing that. How can you go about releasing them? And on the other hand, people are trying and they mess up once in a while. If you guys are beating them over the bush, pretty soon they're going to get tired of it, because they're going to feel like crap. You're making them feel like crap and they're trying. So anyway, I had that experience. I thought I would share it with you guys. You guys take care, take it one day at a time, and always, guys, make your journey as simple as possible. We'll see you later. Bye.